Black Series, Gaming Greats, Star Wars, The Old Republic, Darth Malgus. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? Chinooka Big Rucker back at you again with another action figure review. This time, bringing it back to Star Wars, the Black Series. We haven't done one of these in a while. Admittedly, I have refrained from doing Star Wars content because, at least as far as my channel is concerned, it is quite possibly the least received. So, and my channel is small, very small. I can't really, you know what I'm saying, just afford to put in the work for a video and it doesn't get received, especially when I'm trying to get subscribership and views. I need views, so, and that's a hint, by the way. Like the video. Anyhow, when this figure was announced, and when it was announced, I'm not a Gaming Greats collector when it comes to the Black Series. I'm not even really a movie figure collector when it comes to Star Wars. I collect the Disney Plus shows because that was something that I could start from scratch and build upon that as more figures came out. When you're talking about the films, that's just too deep a rabbit hole, and I know I'd never be able to climb out, and with my neurotic completionism, I would attempt to. So I self-policed myself, and I'm limited to that, but that doesn't mean I don't dabble. I have taken notice of Gaming Greats ever since I watched walkthroughs of Jedi Survivor. I've become a big Cal Kestis fan. I've got that figure. You guys know that because I did review that. And I do have Bastilla Shan. We're going to see her a little bit later. And yeah, these some of these figures are very, very nice. I wouldn't be able to give you any real backstory into the character because I haven't read the books, and I haven't played the games, so I could not give you any type of history or backstory on them. All I know is, in this case with Darth Malgus, the figure is straight fire. Visually speaking, aesthetically speaking, definitely. Practically speaking, functionally speaking, we will determine that during the course of this review. You see him out of the packaging right there. He's got his lightsaber, and the only time I've seen a lightsaber that long has been recently in the Ahsoka series with Balin's skull. He's got a lightsaber that the energized blade section grows to about that size too. This definitely suits Malgus. He's a big guy. He's a bigger figure too as far as Black Series is concerned. So it definitely suits him to have a lightsaber of these proportions. He's sporting soft goods hood and cape. We'll take a look at that closer too. But yeah, this figure is fire. The rear of the packaging has a little bio too, which reads, "A legendary Sith Lord, Darth Malgus, emerges from hiding with a mysterious plan that could secure his legacy in the annals of the Sith." Once again, I'll have to take its word for it because I know nothing of, the backstory and the history of the characters in the video games. This is number 24 in the lineup, and as it is a lineup, they too form a mural when you put them side by side. You see where Malgus is, where he's basically stationed. I'm not able to tell who's to his left or right. We'll take a quick look at Malgus 360 degrees, so you can see just he is an awesome, very imposing figure. And because I have started collecting certain Gaming Greats, I'm not going to go buck wild with them. they're going to have their own special place in my man cave. I don't know if they're going to get their own section in a detolf or on a wall shelf or whatever, but they're going to look good. There are some very, very nice looking figures in the Gaming Greats line. One thing you won't have to worry about Malgus is him being able to stand. He's got some nice clod hoppers there, they're nice and long and wide, so standing won't be a problem. Before we get into the actual figure, let's take a closer look at that lightsaber I was talking about. And the hilt is very unique, even for a Sith. Haven't seen a hilt like this at all. It's not a double saber either. It's singular, and you see how it is there where the energy emits. It's it almost looks like it's bladed itself. Regular style blade, steel bladed, and then of course the blade, the saber portion, is basically extra long, and of course as a Sith, you know it's going to be red. Very nice figure. Looking at the hilt on the other side there as I spin it, it is molded in gray, but it's got like charcoal gray highlights on the actual handle, and there's some darker gray in this portion that you can see right there. So spinning it back around, giving you one last look at it before Malgus gets upset. Very nice lightsaber. As far as Malgus himself, we've got the soft goods. He came out of packaging with his hoodie on just like that, but we can remove it so you could see that head sculpt. And yeah, that's something serious right there. He's got that respirator on there. Something about Siths and their inability to breathe on their own. I just don't get it. But looking at Malgus there, his visage, if you will, is very intimidating. He's a big guy, and yeah, even without having the full face mask like Darth Vader, this guy is probably, visually speaking, scarier than Darth Vader. He's definitely, in terms of his size overall, more imposing than even Darth Vader is. And once again, I confess, I don't know anything about these gaming characters, so I don't know if his ability to manipulate the Force is as great, almost as great, or greater than Vader. I'm sure it isn't greater, but I don't know if he rivals Vader at all, or is beneath this. What I do know is that all of this was well before the time of Palpatine and Darth Vader, so anything is possible. Anyway, as far as that respirator is concerned, it's basically molded in like a brownish kind of it. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It appears brownish. It may appear kind of grayish to you guys, dark gray, but no, it's brown. It's got some detail on it that really isn't being demonstrated because there are no other paint apps other than the silver at the top, the bridge of the nose portion of the mask, and of course the red LED lights. Speaking of red, that chest piece, the torso, has got some red there on the right side, lower right side of Malgus' chest, and it's got silver paint in that the center, that circular portion, looking almost like an arc reactor there for Malgus. And he's essentially molded. It looks like he's dual molded. This portion of the chest seems to be separate from the rest of him. And you see the different colors there, basically gray. And then you've got the charcoal gray for the rest of him. The arms, basically gray. And then, of course, the on the biceps and shoulders, they're a brown. His shoulder pads, you see the color, what they got going on, and they're pretty big. He's got controls on his right forearm, that gauntlet there. So apparently apparently they control something, probably some other type of offensive weapons besides his lightsaber. So that doesn't sound like good news for Jedi or anybody else that he opposes. Going to the other side, he's got the same thing. You've got assorted reds and silvers. So yeah, like that on his belt. You see that it's molded in that, it's like a charcoal gray, the belt. It's a little bit a different color than the rest of him, where you see all of this texture, the line work and whatever. And it's got silver paint throughout the belt. That was me hitting the camera. That's staying in there. We keep it real here. You see what's going on with the legs, the lower legs, the knee pads, and then there are those big feet that I was talking about. Turning them around, I'm flipping over the soft goods cape so you could see that that belt, even in the back, it's painted. And I'm surprised about that when it comes to Hasbro. Really, I am, because they could have tried to get away with not painting that at all, figuring ain't nobody looking back there. But you see all of that detail work up there. And then, of course, we've got the soft goods cape. Pretty nice. In terms of his articulation, this is Black Series, so they always leave much to be desired with the articulation. His head is on a dumbbell, so he can look up that much. He can look down that much. Got some attitude there, and of course you can rotate it. His shoulders, you can get him into almost a full T-pose. His shoulder pads won't get in the way when you try to play the 360 game. He doesn't have a bicep swivel, not at all. The whole arm, of course, turns at the shoulder, and this is Black Series, so single jointed elbows that swivel even on this big guy. And his left hand, he's got the rotating wrist and the horizontal hinge. His sword arm or right arm does the same as the left, but in terms of the wrist, you've got the swivel and the the vertical hinge for the wrist. He's got, when it comes to his ab section, it's two pieces there. Hard to tell, but the upper torso, I'm moving it separate from the mid torso. So just the upper torso, he can go back a little bit like that, and he goes a little bit forward, not too much, but then when you combine it with the rest, he can go forward that much and back that much. I think that's the first time I've seen this type of articulation scheme. And then at that upper torso, he can go side to side like that and then rotate. And then he also rotates at the waist area too. Legs, he can Van Damme it. He can kick forward basically 90. He can go back very nice for a big guy. He doesn't have any thigh cuts though. And of course, this is Black Series, so single jointed knees, that swivel. In terms of his ankles, he can point his toe that far forward, that far up, which is very nice. He does have ankle pivot. And yes, indeed, holes. Peg holes at the bottom of his feet. As promised, here's Bastilla Shan. And look at how big Malgus is compared to her. You could see that she's got the dual lightsabers, which are cool. What I do know about Bastilla is she did turn to the dark side, so it would have been nice if Hasbro had included red versions of her blades. But this is what we get. And speaking of red lightsabers, here's someone whom I haven't done a review on. Like I said, I don't do too many of Star Wars reviews these days. And even though I like Darth Malak, you all know why, Gaming Great looks pretty good. He didn't make the cut for making a review, but he is making a cut as a stand-in here for comparison. And yeah, like I said, this is Darth Malak, and he's got a respirator also. Something about these Darths, I tell you. But both he and Bastilla Shan are from the Knights of the Old Republic. And one more Darth for the road. We have here Darth Revan. And you see he's sporting two lightsabers. One of them is purple. Once again, with these gaming figures, these gaming characters, to be more accurate, I can't even try to pretend I know what's going on with them. But if I were to hazard a guess, that purple lightsaber, considering it is purple, I would I would assume that Darth Revan at some point was conflicted. And speaking of conflicted, I figured I'd throw in Cal Kestis as well from the recent Jedi Survivor Star Wars game. And what I saw with that is he is conflicted also. I believe that he went through some conflict issues in the previous game, but I can't attest to it. I can't swear to it. Once again, I'm no expert on it. I'm no authority, so I'm not even going to try to pretend like I know. But yep, all we have here are gaming greats figures, and they I love them all. Fell in love with some of these gaming greats because of Cal Kestis, and technically what started me off was Darth Revan. This is an archive version of Darth Revan. I never got the original release of that, and but I did get that. I saw that, and I was like, that just once again looks dope. And the same goes for all of these gaming greats characters. And so my final thoughts on the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Gaming Greats Darth Malgus Deluxe. I didn't say anything about the deluxe part. He's a deluxe figure. He came in deluxe packaging, which means they were larger than the standard packaging for a Black Series. All he came with was his lightsaber, which is, I mean, we have to technically call it an accessory, but what's a Sith or a Jedi without their lightsaber? You know what I'm saying? You can't, that's like issuing you for Marvel Legends a Captain America without the shield, or Thor without his hammer. Can't do that. Anyway, he came with nothing except what you see right here, and he commands a deluxe price tag of about $35 retail US. So, but he is a large figure, and he is very nice. Beyond that caveat, I have no complaints. I love the figure. It's very nice. He's going to look good. Well, you already saw him with the other gaming great characters that I have. So when I get them in their little spot, that's going to look very, very nice. So I also had gotten, I didn't know I was going to embark on this Gaming Greats journey. So with Cal Kestis, I ended up getting a couple of, I got a Stormtrooper from the game, Jedi Survivor, and a droid, battle droid from the same game as well for him to fight. I didn't realize I would end up getting, but still a shine, Darth Malgus, and especially Darth Malgus. Darth Malgus is definitely the highlight for me so far. Loving it big time. What do you guys think about this? Those of you, the few of you that come to my channel to check out Star Wars content, what do you think about Gaming Greats? What do you think about Darth Malgus? And yeah, what do you just think about me doing Star Wars content? I've got one more I'm going to do. So next up, I'm going to do Chrysanthemum, and just so I can compare him with that first paltry offering that Hasbro tried to thrust on us. So that's coming down the pipe. Anyway, enough about all that. It's time for housekeeping. I need you to like the video, share, subscribe. Definitely, if you have comments, I already asked, leave them down below. Hit me up on that. You want to be notified whenever I upload another video, whether it's for Star Wars or anything else. Hit that notification bell and you shall be so advised. And yeah, Darth Malgus, Gaming Greats. Got to get it in, because that's how it gets done.